Hey guys, welcome to Sabri Zone. We are learning Laravel from scratch and this is lecture number 5. As you know, in the last lecture I were created a resource controller, and here as you can see I have given address of a post folder and a create a post folder and index, store, create, upload, show and delete, all the CRUD operation functionality. So remember this path you or I am going to use this. Okay, now close it and I am going to my sublime editor, and all I have to do is to use that path here. Before we do that, we should go to our web.php and I am going to show you where we have to go. We have to go create a folder with the name of post, and I think here should be a forward slash. Okay, let's save it, and now we should go to our model. All the things which we have to do can be done by this model, and if I will take you to my database, here it is. You can see we were created last time a table with the name of post and it is plural, and here the model name is singular. So if we want to change our model name, all I have to do is to make some specification. It depends on documentation. So I will write here protected dollar table name is equal to whatever you want to take the table name which you will gonna use in future. So I am going to use it as a posts, so I am keeping it as it is. The timestamps which is used to save the created at or updated at times. In my case I want to save it, so I will write here public timestamps is equal to, by default it is true and I want to save it, so I am keeping it true. It depends on you whether you want to save it or not. And another thing which you can change is the primary key. So you want to change the ID to the public ID, user ID or a student ID or a blogger ID, whatever you want to change you can change here. All you have to do is to write the public dollar user ID is equal to, and whatever you want to make it name I am going to use as it is with the name of ID, so I am keeping it as a ID. Let's save it. Okay, now we should go to our model, and as you can see we have a namespace with the name of app and the class name which is post. So I am going to use on post controller, I am going to use this. So I will gonna write use app a backslash and here a post with the P capital. So it will bring that model to this controller, and I will write now here whatever I want to write. So I will write here return. It will gonna return me something. I am going to return here post, which is our model name, which takes the all information about the table which we have created. So I am going to save it, and I am going to call this model on my web browser. So we will go to our web browser, and here I am going to call post slash and hit enter. Okay, great. As you can see we have bringed all the model information which is 2 entries in my database. If I will go to my post table, here you can see we have this is heading 1, heading 2, and if we will go here we can see this is heading 1 and another thing heading 2 is also here. So it is bringing all the information about the model. Let's save it into a variable which we will gonna say dollar post is equal to, and I am going to return it, return view, and here I have to give the address which will gonna be in the post folder. There will be the file name which will be index, and I am going to save it with the with and posts and the variable name which is dollar post. Okay, let's save it. As I am returning my view in the post folder and file name is index, so I am going to views and create a new folder with the name of posts. Inside that post folder I am going to create a new file and I am going to save it as index.blade.php. okay, let's save it, and inside that file I am going to copy layout, and let's close this file too, and I am going to paste the layout, and here end section. okay, inside this section let's save it. Inside this section I am going to use this variable which name is post. So inside this section I am going to check if count that $post variable have the greater number of rows than 0. okay, if it have the number of rows greater than 0, then I will call here for each loop. Inside this for each loop I am going to use post variable as a singular one, so I am going to write here post. Inside this I need to show expression, and I am removing this and using a h1 tag. okay, great. Now inside this h1 tag I am going to display the expression. So the variable which is $post and the column name which is heading heading, let's save it, and before we display that I need to create a div, and I am going to give it a class with the name of well, and let's remove this ending tag from here, and I am going to close this div right after this h1 tag. okay, let's save it and go to browser and refresh it. Let's minimize it. okay, here you can see we have all the information of that column with the name of post, and here you can see heading. This is heading 1, heading 2, and here we have heading 1 and heading 2, which is our tables information. So I need to create another div to make it more beautiful, and I am going to give it a class with the name of container. okay, and I am going to remove this ending tag, and let's paste it before end section. Let's save it and refresh it. okay, now it looks pretty good. So underneath that h1 I am going to use a small tag, and here I will write created at, and here I am going to display the $post arrow and CRUD underscore at. okay, let's save it and refresh it. Now we have the time at which time this post was created. okay, now I want to click on this is heading 1 or heading 2, and in the result of that click I need to show all the information. In order to do that, first of all I will create a link here. So let's create a anchor tag and href it as /post. Look at this web address. Here we have post, so /post/ the expression or the ID which is $post ID. okay, let's save it, and the closing and anchor tag remove from here and paste it here. Let's save it and refresh our page. Now we can click on this, and before we click on this I am going to my post controller, and I am going to my show.blade.php, and here I need to write some code. I will return here post, which is my model name, and I am going to ask him to find what it need to find is ID. Okay, let's save it, and if I will refresh this page and I will click on post 1, it will give me the data regarding to that ID, and if I will go back and I will click to post 2, it will give me information about heading 2. Okay, let's go back, and here I need to create a variable with the name of post is equal to, and I need to create a return view, retu return view, and inside that return view, first of all I am going to create a folder name which is post dot and the file name which is show, and I need to pass that variable to, so I will create an arrow, and here I will name the variable which is $post. Okay, let's save it and our termination sign. Okay, let's save it and go to our post folder and create a new file and save this file as show.blade.php. okay, save this file. Now we have our show.blade.php, and here we need to show our data, so I am going to create a div and I am going to give it a class with the name of container. Inside that class I am going to create another div, and I am going to give it a class with jumbotron, and in this jumbotron I am going to show heading with h1 and the expression which is $post, inside that heading. Okay, let's save it and go to our browser, refresh the file. Okay, I have unexpected error on post controller line 51, so we will go there and let's check it out what type of error. Okay, I didn't write here with. Okay, let's save it and refresh it. Now it's great. If I will click on post 1, okay, we are getting our information. So if we will go to our show.blade.php, it is container jumbotron, so I think we need to class it as well too. Okay, now we will gonna show description, so I will create a paragraph, and here in this paragraph I am going to show the description which is $post and description. Okay, let's save it and refresh our page. Okay, now we have our description too. I need to write here a label with the name of description. Okay, let's save it and refresh it. Okay, now we have our description here. Now at which time it was created, we will first hr and then a small tag small, and here CRUD at, and here I am going to show $post CRUD at. Okay, let's save it, and I think there should be a colon too. Okay, let's refresh it. Okay, now we have a created at time 2, but why I don't have container div working properly? container, container, it should work, it is not working. Okay, I got it, why it is not working, just because we have not we have not added any type of layout. So I am going to copy this layout, copy, and I am going to paste it right here. Now all of my classes will gonna work. I was thinking about that why my all classes are not working properly. Section and section. Okay, let's save it and refresh this page. Okay, now you can see it is looking quite familiar and quite handsome. So now we need to create a go back button. So I am going to create a go back button too. So I will create a anchor tag, and I am going to href slash post, and here I need to create a go back. Let's refresh it. We have a go back button, and if we will click on go back, we will go back to our main page. And I need to make some changes. I need to give it a type button and class 2 btn default. Let's save it and refresh it. Okay, now if we will click to heading 1, it is giving us a go back option, and when we click on go back, it will take us to the main page. Okay, now let's have some fun with our post controller. So I will copy it, Ctrl+C, and I will comment it, and I will paste it here. And where we are getting all, we can type here order by, and here order by I need to write the column name, which is heading, and the information ascending or descending. So the information which we have on our browser is in descending form. So I will write here ASC ascending and an arrow with get function. Okay, let's save it and refresh it. Okay, great. As you can see, now we have our information in ascending order. Let's make it back to descending order. In order to do that, you have to write here DESC. Let's save it and refresh it. Okay, another thing which you can do, let's copy this, copy and comment this so that we have the code. Let's paste here. We can use a query where it shows us information about any type of particular row. Just like here we have heading 2, I am copying this to minimize the spell mistake, and here I am going to write here. So it will check where heading, which is our column name, and the information about that column is heading 2. Let's save it and refresh it. Okay, great. As you can see, we have the specific column information. So let's comment it too, and copy first and then comment it. And what about pagination? We can paginate our information. So in order to paginate, Ctrl+V, paste it, and we will remove this function, which is the get function, and here we will write PAGINATE and a function, and here we will write ASC ascending order. Save it, and in the paginate function we have to write how many rows or how many information, number of rows we can get. So as we have total 2 rows, so I will paginate it with 1. Let's save it and go to our index.blade.php, and under for each you will write here $post and arrow you will write here links and a function. Let's save it. Okay, let's save it and go to our browser and refresh it. We are getting nothing. We need to check why we are getting nothing. $post, and if we will go to our controller, we will have post where. Okay, here we need to write order by, ORDER BY. Let's save it and go to browser and refresh it. Okay, great. Now you can see we have heading 2, and when we click on heading paginate 2, we have the information about second page. Okay, another thing which you can do, all these methods is called Eloquent method. We can also use the DB method. In order to use DB method, you can use here use DB, D and B both capital, and now come here and let's comment it. Okay, I am commenting it, and we can write here $post is equal to post, which is our model name, and DB, which we are using DB, and here we need to write our query type. It is select or something other else. Okay, I think we did not need this model as we are directly accessing our DB, and I will write here select select, and the query which we have, which is select all from, which is our table name, and our table name is posts, POSTS, and a termination at the end. Okay, let's save it and go to our browser and refresh it. Okay, great. You can see we are getting our all information, but there is some error, call member function links. Okay, another thing which we have to get rid of is the links which we were used for pagination. Let's save it and refresh it. Okay, great. So in next lecture we will learn how we can insert a value in a table. For that, stay tuned, and if you have not subscribed my channel yet, you can subscribe my channel, and I need your like. You can like my video and share this video to other people so that they can learn about Laravel from scratch. So I am working on this series. I will upload next video as soon as it is possible, so stay tuned and leave any type of comment. It should be a suggestion so that I could work on this to improve my video. Thanks for watching.